Hello everyone. I welcome you back. I hope you've been doing well. Last time we discussed the emotion of anger, the second part, which was anger towards the environment. First was anger towards the person that died or the actual loss. Second was the environment, the people around, the things that happen, the things that are said. And these sometimes take us way back. These sometimes keep us in the very deep end, because a lot of times we attribute people's responses to loss to ourselves. We usually want to take these things personal. And I elaborated the other time that it's important to, consider that people are mourning differently. It's difficult to separate the emotion from reality, but transcending above the emotion helps a lot. Today I want us to discuss the emotion of anger towards a superior being. And this, we will take it slow. So sometimes when we lose a loved one, it is because death is beyond us. We tend to, first, we don't understand it. Second, we hope that some things can be done differently. Therefore, if we have prayed, if we have believed, we don't expect to, experience loss. But when it comes, then we have all these questions, and unfortunately, sometimes we don't have the answers to these questions, immediate answers. Now, I will tell you first my experience, and then probably next time we are going to go deeper into this. Because I had been saved from death. First, my husband was saved from death the first time. I was saved from death. I knew that God had me. I knew that he had spared us, so even this particular time we would be spared. And I kept hearing from him. It's not like I was in a desert of sorts. I prayed, I did my devotions, I did my everything, but importantly, I believed that my husband's life would be saved. I believed, I trusted, 100% trusted. I never had any other option but survival. Even when death was all over, there was death all around. The hospital where I was at, there was a lot of deaths, but I did believe that my case would be different. And that was unbeaten. So I did my prayers. The week before he passed, I got word in Isaiah 43. And I believed that very much. I actually thought, oh, God is telling me that this is difficult time. This may be uncertain, but I'm with you. I've got you. So for me, my belief in him was grounded. And I never hoped different. Then, a few days before that, I got another word that speaks about where putting on the breastplate of righteousness. I don't know if I understood that word very well, but I believed that God had me. I believed that no matter how hard this situation was, no matter how uncertain it was, I knew that I believed the right one. And I hoped beyond that it was sorted. Saturday morning, I had a good day, had a good routine, had a good day with him. And then he meaning my husband, he gave me word. I asked him how has it felt for you to be in this coma? How has it felt for you? Have you had any conversations with God about this situation? And he asked me for a paper and a pen, and he wrote. So he said, God told him 3 things. He told him, 1, that we would preach the gospel far and wide, me and him. 2, that we are to serve God only. And when he wrote the third thing, he said, the third thing he wrote was, we shall be discharged tomorrow. Now, because I believed that this was word from God, I never paid attention to number 3. I actually paid attention to 1 and 2 because those resonated very well. And I was so happy. I said, oh my God, this is good assignment. This is great. And Lord, I am ready to serve. I did not pay attention to we shall be discharged tomorrow until tomorrow came. And when tomorrow came, there was no sign of death. We had a good morning. Well, to me, there was no sign of death. I never saw anything different from life. So when the moment came, I was there, I'd finished my morning devotions and we had a good time really. And I sat down to have my breakfast, which never came. So I thought to myself, Lord, you're sending us on a mission. What is it that you want me to do? This is all I was thinking about, the next steps. Little did I know that the next steps were without him. So when the doctor came in, there was an emergency and the doctor came in, and after a while he said, I think we are losing Sam. That caught me off guard. I got up and prayed a desperate prayer. I was so desperate. I prayed to God. I reminded him of all the promises. I reminded him of things. Scriptures came flowing and I reminded him. And after about 10 minutes, I sat down. I looked at the oxygen level actually. I prayed. I started praying when it was at 8. I stopped praying when it was 58. And I sat down. When I sat down, I said, God, you're not a magician. If you will to save, you will save. If you will to take, you will take. And I sat down. And when I sat down, a few moments, he passed. And of course, word came thereafter. But I was in a different place now. First, I could not believe that death had occurred. Secondly, I was wondering what the word of God actually meant at that time. So I know that there are many other people who experience such situations where you have trusted beyond, you have believed, you have done your prayers, you have fasted, you have hoped, and then God decides otherwise. Sometimes we think we have the right to be angry. We have questions. I did not really get angry. I was in a wonder moment. I wondered at God. I wondered at the existence of God. And I just sat still. And as I sat still, he kept ministering to me. Whether I understood the word or not, I believed. I said, God, let your name be praised. Now, saying it and believing it is a different thing. It is like singing, it is well with my soul. When you sing that song and the loss is actually not yours, you can sing along. When it comes to you, when it came to me, I understood the lyrics in the song. So, while I wondered at God, I still do wonder sometimes. I know one thing, He is sovereign, and His purpose is sure, and His word is true. And I hope that we, at some point, get to that realization that the superior being makes no mistakes. Until next time, I thank you so much for subscribing. I thank you so much for liking. I thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing this word far and wide. I pray that it speaks. I pray that we understand. I pray that we relate. And I hope that whoever reaches out for support, that they will be supported. You can reach out to whoever you think will help you hold your hand through your loss. Don't sit alone. Don't sit in solitude. And anybody that wishes to get support from me, please reach out. All the information is on the page. Please reach out. I encourage each one to reach one. Please check on your loved ones. Don't assume. Don't bring your word to them from God and just leave them there. Don't. I hated it when people, shove down my throat their own word. God should send you to send the word, not you give your own word. So I pray that when you're sought out, that you will give the right support that the person needs. I thank you, and until next time, stay safe. Changing times, we aspire to thrive. Thank you.